The SEC is one of the oldest and most prestigious conferences in all of college football, and in this video, I'm going to make them battle it out to see who's actually the best. This is SEC Imperialism. We're going to do this in the most scientific way possible, obviously, with a map, a video game, and an arrow, as well as a wheel of names of the teams. Super scientific, super accurate. Yeah. So, if you don't know what Imperialism is, we're going to start with this wheel. We're going to spin. It'll pick a team. Who's it going to pick? Sorry for the ad on that side. I don't know what to do about that. So, Georgia is the first team selected. Now, we're going to spin this arrow, and Georgia's over here on the map. So, based on Georgia's current location, and this arrow will be deciding who they're going to play. So, Georgia with this arrow facing southwest, it looks like they're going to be playing their rival Florida in the first game of Imperialism. So now that we know the matchup, we're going to go in here. Florida will be the home team, and Georgia will be the away team because they are attacking. There's Florida, and there is Georgia. This is the Georgia-Florida Football Classic. Georgia clearly has a numbers advantage. The team is just honestly better. And for this special game, I didn't think I was going to do this right off the bat, but I am going to use the Georgia-Florida field, if I can find it. Don't want to spend too much time trying to find it. I will find it. There it is. I passed it like 3 times. We're going to use 6-minute quarters. And just simulate this game and see what happens. Let's skip all the intro stuff. Just want to simulate it. Early mistake here. I have to choose a team so I can simulate through it. Cool. Yeah, let's just be Georgia. It won't change anything with the simulation. I just have to pick a team so I can super sim through the game. Florida starts out with a nice return on the kickoff. And as you may have just seen, that was Trevor Etienne doing the return. And if you have been keeping up with college football, Trevor Etienne no longer plays for the Florida Gators. He actually is transferring to Georgia, but these are the 2023-24 season rosters, and I'm not changing anything about them. Just what would have happened in this season. Georgia comes out, and after halftime, they're up by 20. It's a 10-point lead. 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. They extend their lead, 31-14. 2 minutes left. Florida's driving, make it a 10-point game. They aren't able to come back, so the Georgia Bulldogs are going to be our Game 1 champion, going on the road, sort of, to beat Florida. Georgia will stay, and we will remove Florida from the wheel. And the most important part on the map, where the Gators will be eliminated in Game 1. Now Georgia has a nice chunk of land down south. They extend their borders, not too much. They don't border any new teams, but they do gain some more territory. Next on the wheel, who will it be? Who will it be? Looks like Tennessee. Yep. Tennessee, they're in a pretty cool spot. They could play Bama, Georgia, Kentucky, or Vandy. We will have to see. It looks like they're going to go southeast, and that will be Tennessee at Georgia in Game 2. Very interesting. Georgia will play in the first 2 games. They will be the home team this time, defending their newly gained territory as well as their normal territory, I guess. Here are the Vols. Georgia still has a sort of, I'm not sure if it's a statistical advantage, but they have the overall advantage based on their team and how good their players are. And obviously, they were the #1 team in the country for a long time. And they were back-to-back national champions.
This is Athens, Georgia, a calm little community that's about to get shaken up with a college football rumble.
Super Sim, straight to the end of the game. Tennessee's going to go down, drive 1, and score a touchdown. Then some nothing happens. Then Georgia scores a touchdown to tie it up. And then a bunch of nothing. Closing in on halftime. 7-7 at half. Pretty boring game so far. Georgia scores a touchdown. And then they kick a field goal to make it a 10-point lead for the Dogs. There is a touchdown. 24-7. Pulling away. And that will be the final score. 24-7. Georgia Bulldogs, and they will win their first 2 games. We will remove Tennessee from the wheel, and we will also remove Tennessee from the map. Vols are eliminated. That does open up some new territory for Georgia. They can now play Tennessee or Vandy. Interesting. We'll go ahead and spin the wheel again and figure out who we will be seeing in Game 3. LSU? No, it'll be Ole Miss. Where will Ole Miss go? Ole Miss, they're in a interesting situation. They can play a lot of teams, but sorry, Ole Miss, the Gulf Coast is not a team that you can play. Although, ooh, I could just say this is LSU. I think I'm going to give it to LSU. We will make Ole Miss play LSU. I don't know why Ole Miss is up here in big font. That's weird. Next game, though, going to Baton Rouge. Tigers playing the Rebels. This is sort of a rivalry, I'd say. There have been a couple of pretty good games recently. How did I miss Ole Miss? There they are. Oh, I didn't know how to name. I'm a fan of an SEC team, an unnamed SEC team. And I just didn't even know. This is called the Magnolia Bowl. Pretty cool. These are 2, I think they're founding members of the SEC. They're also 2 pretty even teams. LSU ranked 5. I don't know why. I think these are preseason rankings. LSU with a 1 overall advantage. Although they do have home field advantage.
This is a rivalry, folks. We should see one heck of a contest today.
Oh, I messed it up again. Didn't pick a team.
We're ready to get this one underway as the teams have lined up.
We'll have to watch the opening kickoff. That's fine. Taken from the 5.
He'll return this one from the 7.
All the way, almost out to the 40. There's Quinshon Judkins. Quinshon Judkins is a player in the portal. But again, these are just the regular season rosters. I'm not editing anything. We're going to have to watch this play. Whatever.
It's going to be tough today for this defense.
First down.
They're going to have to take some chances and load this line of scrimmage. And, you know, as a play
drop back, incomplete pass. Ooh, it's Denver Harris. He has a fun story. I won't elaborate on that, though. A bunch of nothing so far. LSU does go down right before the end of the first quarter and score a touchdown. Ole Miss responds. Nearing the end of the first half, LSU kicks a field goal and Ole Miss scores a touchdown. After halftime, LSU kicks a field goal and scores a touchdown to make it a 10-point lead, and then another touchdown to extend their lead. Ole Miss trying to bring it back. That it's within 10 points now, but the clock hits 0, and the LSU Tigers are going to win that game by 10 points. Again, I don't know why it says Ole Miss up here on the map. I'll just delete that because they're eliminated. Went on the road to Baton Rouge, couldn't get it done. I could be eliminating some of these state borders, but I don't need to worry about that right now. Ole Miss eliminated. I believe we only have one team that's gone on the road and won. And actually, because I put the Georgia and Florida game in a neutral site stadium, nobody has won on the road yet. Next team will be A&M. A&M borders LSU, Texas, and just barely Arkansas. All three of them pretty big rivals. And the Aggies will play LSU on the road. Arrow pretty clearly points east. The only reason, if you saw on the map, I used the LSU older alternate logo is because it showed up better on the map. Aggies will not be the home team, but the Tigers will be. This is a pretty big rivalry, at least from the A&M side. I'm not sure about the LSU side. A&M an 86 overall, LSU a 91 overall. Fun fact, Jimbo Fisher never won a football game in Baton Rouge. At least not as head coach of A&M before he was fired.
There may not be a louder, more intense atmosphere anywhere in college football than Death Valley, Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge.
Here we go. Preseason top 5 LSU and preseason ranked A&M. 7 points in the first quarter going to the Tigers. Aggies going down the field. They score a touchdown. LSU will score 1 and 2 before the halftime. A&M kicks a field goal to cut the lead to 11, but the Tigers kick one themselves, and they get a touchdown. It was a 21-point lead. Aggies coming back. Not enough time. LSU beats A&M by 7 points, and they will take a huge chunk of the state of Texas with that victory. Already have the purple lined up. So, pretty sizable chunk of land gained there by LSU. Wheel of names. We will remove A&M, and I did remove Ole Miss. Cool. Map looking pretty interesting right now. Nothing going on up north. I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, but I do have Oklahoma and Texas in here just for the fun of it. Next team to play. Who will it be? Got Bama or Arkansas. It'll be Arky. Arky is next up. They border a lot of teams. Let's see who they're going to play. They're going to go east. From the logo, it looks like they're going to play Miss State. That's always a fun game. Joking. It was like a 7-3 game this year. Miss State being the home team. There they are. 84 overall. I think Arkansas is a higher overall. Yes, they are. They're an 88. Arkansas offense is pretty solid, a lot better than Mississippi State's, but they're led by KJ Jefferson, and Rocket Sanders, who both transferred out. KJ Jefferson will be at UCF next year, and Rocket Sanders at South Carolina.
Glad you could join us today. We have a classic SEC rivalry on our hands. These two schools are ready to go.
Simming all the way to the end of the game. Hopefully we don't have a 7-3 ending, because that was a terrible, terrible game. Already looking off to a better start. 21-7 Hogs. 28-7 at halftime. Taking a lead and running with it. 35-14 going into the fourth quarter. Nothing much left but an Arkansas victory. 42-14. That is the biggest whooping we have seen so far. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the volume on my PC. Because I'm not sure if you can hear that on the mic or not. Through my monitor speakers. But I don't want to hear that twice. Cool. So, Arkansas eliminates Miss State. Mississippi State, one of the worst teams in the whole conference this past season, so not a big surprise there. We'll move some of these logos around. Georgia's is pretty much fine where it is. Only 3 teams have taken new territory and expanded so far. Arkansas, LSU, and Georgia. We have a lot of teams left, though. A lot of teams left. I believe Arkansas is now the first team to go on the road and win a game. 11 teams remaining of the 16. Mizzou, they will get their first appearance in this Imperialism simulation. They're up here up north. They don't have a lot of options. They could play probably Arkansas, but maybe Kentucky, maybe Vandy, maybe OU. This one, I don't know where that'll go yet. Let's pull up the arrow. Going from the Tiger logo. I don't want to go across this blank space, but I think I'm going to have to. It would cut just across the bottom of Illinois if Illinois was there. I think I'm going to say Missouri at Kentucky in this next game. An SEC East showdown. Making this game sound good, but it's just Kentucky and Missouri. Not that Kentucky or Missouri are terrible in any way, but you know, Missouri did win their New Year's Six game against Ohio State. Good for them. They're on the rise for now at least. Kentucky has had some good seasons recently. I believe they beat Clemson in their bowl game. No, I shouldn't say that. I watched the game, but I forgot the ending. It was a good game, though. Gator Bowl. In Kroger Field. Frankly, I haven't heard of Kroger Field being a tough environment, but I haven't been. I've been to a couple SEC stadiums. Kentucky out and up early, 20-0 at halftime. 27-0. The Wildcats are routing the Tigers. Mizzou scores 9. The comeback will not happen. Well, hold on. Missouri almost had the comeback down. Kentucky, I mean, they walk out of the stadium with a win, 27-24. But Mizzou almost came back and won this game. Very impressive showing by the Tigers. But sadly, they are eliminated after their first game. Another team to go on the road and lose, sadly. Mizzou removed from the wheel. We only have 10 teams left. 10 games left. 9 or 10 games left. I don't know how these will all work. Imperialism. Texas is the next team selected. They're going to play OU, Arky, or LSU. They're going to go north, and that'll be a clear, I don't know. They're going to Norman. They're playing Oklahoma. Or we could put this one, we might just put this one in the Red River Rivalry Stadium. If I can find that real quick, I will do that. Red River Rivalry. Obviously, one of the... Oh, there it is. Is that it? Wow, it automatically goes to the Cotton Bowl. That's interesting. Texas has a slight advantage going into this game, but we all saw how it played out this past season. OU, solid victory.
Let's head down to the coin toss now. It's brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste and 0 calories. Enjoy everything.
I listen to Josh Pate. He's one of my top college football speakers, podcasters, people with a show. He's one of my top guys I listen to, and he is super excited about this game always. Loves the Cotton Bowl and the fair. Texas up by a good bit now, 17. They are running away with it. 31-7, 31-15. Oklahoma scores. 2 minutes left. 34-15 is the final. T-Sips get the victory in the Cotton Bowl. OU, where are they? Sneaky Oklahoma. I did have to use the Texas gray and the Oklahoma, whatever color that is, so their logos would show up. Texas with a good chunk of land. They got all of North Texas and then more northern Texas, aka Oklahoma. Solid map so far. No action from Bama or Auburn or Vanderbilt, South Carolina, but Bama and Auburn, two probably sleeper teams, frankly. Maybe South Carolina, but I don't know. The next team up will be Texas again. So they could play Arkansas, Kentucky, or LSU. Whoever wins this game is going to get a giant chunk of territory. They're going to try to go... Where will this take them? They're trying to go farther northeast. And I think that crosses Arkansas territory first. So we're going to have Texas at Arkansas in a rivalry game. I'm actually not sure how much of a rivalry it is, but it's listed as a rivalry on NCAA 14. So, whatever. I think they were old Southwest Conference rivals. I'm not sure if they play this next year, though. This upcoming year, 2024, 2025 season. Arkansas has so many rivals. I mean, they have Mizzou, LSU, A&M, Texas, Oklahoma.
And the fans are going hog wild as the players prepare for battle.
Arky goes out. They score a touchdown. They miss the extra point. Ooh. They'll finish the first quarter with a 6-0 lead. Texas scores a touchdown. They get their extra point. They take a lead. Arky scores a touchdown. They miss a 2-point conversion. Texas scores a touchdown. Now Arky scores a touchdown. 21-18 lead for Texas in the fourth. Now a 25-24 lead. 3 seconds left. And Texas kicks a field goal to win it. I believe they kicked a field goal. Yeah, what happened? A 27-yard Burt Auburn field goal leads Texas to a victory over Arkansas. It wouldn't have been like that If it hadn't been for that very first missed extra point. Sorry, Arkansas. Extra points will come back and bite you. They're so important. They're, well, they're not thought of as very important, but, you know, they kind of are. Can lead you down a rabbit hole of 2-point conversions and strange scores. So Texas will expand once more into this Arkansas territory. And the Hogs will be eliminated. I'm going to go ahead and remove the eraser. I don't need the eraser. I'm going to go ahead and remove state borders now. Maybe just a couple of them. Clean this up. LSU has this southern Mississippi territory. I don't want to say like territory or land so much, but that's literally what this whole thing is about. So excuse me if I do end up saying that a lot. Just want to make this look a little bit nicer with these cleaner borders. One last border cleanup for Kentucky, of course. And there we go. This is our map. 4 teams haven't done anything, and 4 teams have expanded and are pretty, I mean, they're doing pretty well. We did remove Arkansas from the list. Who will be selected next? Will it be Bama or Auburn? Yes, it will. It'll be the Tigers. Okay. They will be getting their first action of the video. So they can play Bama, LSU, or Georgia, or maybe Texas. Maybe Texas. Nope, they're just going to go straight west, and they're going to play LSU. Cool. Tigers at Tigers. Very interesting. I'm not sure if this one's actually an official rivalry, but everything's a little bit chippy when these teams have been in these conferences for so long. They play each other every year. I'm not sure if there's a friendly SEC rivalry. This is called the Tiger Bowl. I didn't even know that. Very interesting. By the way, before I get into this, if you have liked this video so far, leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever. And if we hit, 15, 25 likes? 25, I'll say 25 likes. I'll do a Big Ten Imperialism, just like this, but with the Big Ten. I might do it anyway, even if we don't hit the like goal. Auburn will get the ball first. LSU will get the ball after halftime. Tigers go down. They score. They miss their extra point. Oh. They opt to not go for a 2-point conversion after their next touchdown. They currently lead 16-7. 9-point lead. Tigers winning right now. They're beating the Tigers 38-14. Oh, man. 45-14. That'll be the final score. Just an absolute whooping of Auburn by LSU. Embarrassing performance, Auburn. Gonna have to remove you from the list. Just terrible performance. Although Auburn was sort of a bottom feeder, frankly, of the SEC this year. This is my first little problem, I guess. I'm gonna have to add this border back real quick. Just sort of a temporary thing. just so everything works properly with the coloring and stuff. There we go. Auburn is eliminated and LSU is dominating the Gulf Coast. They, of course, have Louisiana, Southern Mississippi, and Southern Alabama, as well as all of South Texas. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Next team up, Kentucky's still sleeping, sort of. Vandy and South Carolina, the same. So is Bama. There is Kentucky. Nice to see some more action from them. They can play Georgia or Vandy or Texas. Interesting spot that they're in. They're going to go south. That's good. I can't play anyone else. I mean, I can't play anyone up north. If we just go straight down from their logo, it's going to be Georgia. Ooh, that's a nasty one. It's definitely going to be Georgia. Interesting. So Georgia will play their, what, 4th? Maybe 5th game? Kentucky will play their 2nd game. Kentucky, a clear dog. Not the Bulldogs, an underdog. I know, that was genius commentating. Brock Bowers, a 98 overall. That's interesting. I mean, he's the best tight end in the country.
About an hour outside of Atlanta in northeastern Georgia. We're here at Sanford Stadium for today's.
I don't remember the exact score of this game this past year. It was probably a blowout, though. Oh, okay. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm not going to affect this kickoff. Click the wrong button. Oh, he's going. Oh, he's gone. He's not gone. But whoa. I'm sure I didn't touch anything. That was a huge return by Kentucky. They'll go out and they'll score on that first drive. They'll score on their second drive. 14-7 after a UGA touchdown. 21-7, 21-14, 28-14. What happened, Georgia? Where's your defense? 35-17, 38-17. This is a whooping now. Georgia just got clobbered. A 20-point loss for the Bulldogs. Hosting Kentucky, of all teams. That is crazy. How many turnovers? Georgia had 2 turnovers. Kentucky ran the ball really well. Both teams passed the ball really well. Carson Beck, crazy game for him. Ray Davis over 200 yards. 35 carries. Holy moly. Wow. Kentucky will stay and Georgia will be eliminated. There you go, Bordeaux. Big Kentucky fan. The Dogs go down. What a headline that would be. Gonna just take out this little border up here. Now Kentucky, of all teams, has maybe the largest amount of territory. And they got all of Missouri, all of Kentucky, half Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida. I mean, that's a lot. That is a lot. 3 teams that haven't done anything. Maybe we'll see one of them on this next spin. 50-50 chance we see a new team. Will it be Bama? So close. It will be the Crimson Tide. They will play their first game. It will either be... I mean, they can play everyone except South Carolina. So, obviously, if you're a Bama fan, you want to play Vandy. But going south, that'll be LSU. Just super obvious that's LSU. So, Bama going to Death Valley. Going to play that game. Hold up, this guy's name is Derek Jackson with a capital E. I've never seen that before. Maybe that's just an error. Anyway, LSU will be hosting Alabama. That is a rivalry, I know for sure. Both teams are 91 overall. LSU has a 1 overall advantage on the offense, but Bama has a 1 overall advantage on the defense. Here's one of those LSU Tiger defensive players, Harold Perkins. He was elite last year, and he just kind of fell off this year. I don't know if it was... I think I heard it was where they put him on the field. They moved him to middle linebacker, and he's a good outside linebacker.
The fans
Could be
of
wrong,
Alabama
though.
look forward to this game all year long. The winner of this SEC rivalry will have some pretty big bragging rights right here in the South.
Alright, so rank 4 versus rank 5. Obviously, they're not ranked there now. Bama has a 4-point lead. Make that a tie. It's actually a... Okay, now Bama scores a touchdown. LSU responds, and they score 2 touchdowns. Bama down by 7 now, fourth quarter. 34-24, 10-point lead. 34 final. LSU beats the Crimson Tide by 3 points. They're just unbeatable in Death Valley, I think. I think that's definitely the problem. 390 passing yards for Jalen Milroe. Wow. Did he turn the ball over? I mean, turnovers are killer. Turnovers are definitely killer. 2 turnovers for Bama in that game. Not a huge pickup, I guess, for LSU in terms of size of the territory, but definitely a big win, taking down one of the favorites to win this at the beginning, I'd say. Now they have the whole state of Alabama in their grasp. Only a handful of teams left, and I didn't think Vanderbilt or South Carolina was going to make it this far. Clear favorites, I'd say LSU to win. Texas second, Kentucky third, just because of their land size and how they beat up on Georgia. But you never know. This is not scripted in any way, shape, or form. Kentucky gets the win on the spinner wheel. Can they play everyone? Yes, everyone and everyone can quite literally play Kentucky now. They're going to head south. Ooh. Okay. Well, there are several teams I could play. If I go from where Kentucky's logo is, and I try to center that within their territory. From the logo, I think it would be LSU. I don't think... Ugh. I'm not going to let Missouri's territory affect this. Just because it's far away from central area. But I think if I put the arrow right over the logo, and again, I try to center that, I'm pretty sure that is LSU. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. So Kentucky at LSU in one of the biggest games so far. LSU dominates at home. But can the Wildcats go in and upset them? Every time I go past LSU's logo on here. LSU has a clear overall advantage, but I mean, so did Georgia. So did Georgia when they played Kentucky. But we saw how that played out. Harold Perkins is a 98 overall as a sophomore. Wow, he might be a little bit overrated in these rosters.
We're in the capital of Louisiana. Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium is where we're at for today's game.
Kentucky will kick off. They'll get the ball after halftime. They go up 6-0. They missed their extra point. What's up with that? We've seen several missed extra points. Wildcats go up 13-0. 20-0. 27-3. What is happening? What is happening? 41-3. Kentucky just took down the two best teams on this whole map. And they beat them both handily. 41-3. That is crazy. In Baton Rouge, of all places. LSU only turned over the ball one time. Did Roy Davis have another insane game? No. Jaden Daniels, I mean, wow. Wow. I did not expect that. So Kentucky throttles LSU. And we're going to have to go and make these borders larger so the autofill doesn't get angry. That should work. But wow. That is super impressive. And clearly Kentucky wasn't as good in the regular season. 4 remain. 2 haven't played a single game yet. But that might be the strategy to win these. I did a full FBS Imperialism, my most popular series by far. And Miami, who hadn't done anything almost the whole entire tournament, they won and beat Ohio State in the final game. Spoiler alert. Kentucky is selected again. Now, I will move Kentucky's logo to sort of the center of their territory. It's closer to here now. North, but not all the way in Kentucky. They own the whole Gulf Coast. Incredible. They're gonna try to go southeast, but there is no one left that way. So we'll spin again. They're going to go northeast. I think I just let them play. It doesn't, I think I'm just going to have them play South Carolina. Yeah, I think South Carolina's it. Cool. Kentucky going on the road again. The SEC is just a gauntlet. It's just a gauntlet. So a 2 overall advantage for Kentucky. Interesting. Now, in night games at South Carolina Stadium, it can get pretty wild. I'm not sure if it's going to be a night game, but it could get pretty wild. South Carolina's defense is atrocious, though, and so is their offensive line. So I don't expect anything from them. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I didn't expect Kentucky to beat LSU or Georgia. The Wildcats will start with the ball. They're going to punt. Maybe it's a turnover. Nothing. South Carolina 3-0 lead. Second quarter now. South Carolina 10-7 lead. Closing in on halftime, Kentucky takes a 4-point lead. After halftime, both teams score. Kentucky scores again. South Carolina made it a 3-point game. 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes, 1 minute. Driving. Did they score? No, they didn't. South Carolina falls just short of upsetting Kentucky. 28-25 is the final. Two turnovers by the Wildcats. Incredible game offensively for the Gamecocks. And I can't say the same about Kentucky. Ray Davis, 103 yards on 20 carries. Spencer Rattler completely carried South Carolina to however many wins they got this last year. So another Wildcat win. They are 2 wins away from winning the whole thing. I don't know if they own, but they control everything East in the Southeastern Conference. Except Vandy, of course. Obviously, Vandy. 3 remain. Vandy could play anyone. I mean, anyone can play anyone now. South Carolina eliminated. Final 3, closing in on the last game. We're going to have Texas play. Interesting. So, they could play anyone. If they go south, they're going to play Kentucky. They go east, depending on, well, it all depends on the spin. Let me adjust their logo. That might be a little bit better, more centralized. The spin goes west. You can't play anyone west. It goes south very clearly from any spot, any of their territory. They're playing Kentucky, except like from here, but we're not measuring it from there. Texas goes to Kroger Field. It's Kroger Field. And then Vandy's gonna play the winner. I did not expect Vanderbilt to play in the final game. Of all things, I think I expected Vandy to be like the first team out. Texas has a clear overall advantage, but we saw what Kentucky could do to teams who are much better than them. We'll see if they can do it again, this time at home.
And now the coin toss, and it's
It is Kroger Field.
Innovation that excites.
The Wildcats will get the ball to start the game. They do kick a field goal on their first drive. Then they score touchdown, 10-0 Kentucky. Nothing from the T-Sips. There's a touchdown. We're after halftime now in the third quarter. Kentucky makes it a 6-point lead. Who will score next? A super low-scoring game, 14-13. And that's the final. Wow. 14-13. Texas in Kroger Field. The run comes to an end. And Kentucky is eliminated. They had some crazy upsets. They had every advantage. Every statistical advantage by the end of the game. No turnovers, time of possession, passing yards, rushing yards, and first downs. They couldn't get it done. Wow. Two forced fumbles by Trevin Wallace. Devin Leary almost threw for 300 yards. Wow. Okay. So, we'll see Texas play Vanderbilt. That's cool. That's super duper cool. I didn't expect this at all. Get rid of some of these borders. Doesn't really matter now because we already know our final matchup. Vandy's all alone on an island, surrounded by Texas. Kentucky, I thought they were going to do it. I really thought they were. Who will have the home field advantage? They either play in DKR or in Vandy's half-constructed stadium. Vandy goes on the road, though. It literally doesn't even matter where the arrow goes. They're going to go north. Oh, I know who they're going to play now. It's Texas. Hardcore right now. Hardcore. I'm rooting for Vanderbilt. Because if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm an A&M fan, and I cannot post this video if Texas wins it. '93 overall against a 79 overall. I don't want to watch that intro. Ugly, ugly stadium. I'm not supposed to take sides here, but I have to root for Vandy. Texas scores a touchdown. Vandy kicks a field goal, and they score a touchdown, 10-7. End of the first half, and no one scores right before halftime. Texas ties it up, and they take a 7-point lead. Come on, Vandy, you gotta respond. They do. Oh my gosh! Overtime. Oh, man. Vandy! What happened? .520 yards of offense for Texas. 1 turnover for each team. They're both interceptions. Wow. Vandy had more penalty yards, whatever. Ugh. 417 passing yards. That's just terrible. Just terrible. Patrick Smith completely carried for Vandy. Over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns for him. But that's the final. Vandy couldn't get it done in overtime. They were so close, though. Vandy was so close to getting that win. I really, really, really hate doing this. I hate it so much. These are 2023 rosters. I think this Texas team will be very, very different in 24, losing a ton of players. But they do come away with a victory against Vanderbilt to win them the SEC in this situation. Beat Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Arkansas. I feel like they took down someone else. Georgia played. I know A&M lost to LSU. Oh, they beat Oklahoma. Wow. Okay. Well, that was sort of my nightmare situation, but I mean, they got the win. Whatever. Anyway, if you want to see me do this with Big Ten, then Let me know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share. All that fun stuff helps me out. Yeah, it actually really does. But thank you for watching. I didn't want to end it like this. Ugh. Anyway, till next time. Peace.